Are we unmuted? We're good to go.
I can hear you.
All right. Hi, Matt. My name is Amanda Emma. We're going to have a conversation about how things have been going on. And I know we'll have a couple of questions for media and attendance to fire at you. So let's
Sounds
give
good,
it.
Amanda.
Let's hear your thoughts on your matchups for tonight. Got some really exciting ones.
Well, certainly we do. We've got some new blood, and we've got some ones that we expected in there for sure. But I think both should be pretty exciting for tonight for the fans. Absolutely.
If you could, if we could just go run through each weight and give a breakdown, kind of what your thoughts are of each of those matchups.
Okay. Well, the first one that's coming to my head is Colton Schultz and Adam Kuhn.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what we expected there, and Adams had the advantage for quite a while, for sure. But Colton's hot on his heels, and has been training Greco-Roman with the national team since he was 14-year-old high school freshman. Adam Kuhn was a junior world medalist back before he started his college career, and then went through that and came back and got a world silver medal in 2018. And so back in Hungary, and we're thrilled about that. And both of those guys. Colton's got a cadet world title. He's got a bronze medal and a silver medal from the juniors. He never got a chance to wrestle last year at his last year of junior eligibility. So we were kind of expecting him to get a gold before the COVID hit. But so I mean, I think a couple world class athletes there going at it is going to be very, very exciting for our fans tonight. 97, we had a real surprise with Braxton Amos coming out taking on Jangelo Hancock. Giangelo is one of the top guys in the world. We know what he's capable of doing if he can get on a team, and so we're excited about that match. It was, like I said, it was a surprise to see Braxton come through that tournament. He's a very very tough individual, and fought hard, wrestled really well, and competed strong. And so he's in the finals with Hancock tonight. So that's it's going to be interesting, right? For sure. And then 87, we had some more surprises there for sure. We got Stefanovic coming out of there, and that's he's taken on Joe Rao, who qualified our weight and has done a great job for our program. Qualified the weight in Ottawa last year, got the job done, so he got the opportunity to sit out as an incentive. And I don't believe we've ever seen those two match up in a match, because John has been at the 82 kilo, the non-Olympic weight. So that should be pretty interesting. Both very tough competitors, and I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out of that one for sure. And 77, that one just that was a little wacky. Maybe we should come back to
Okay, we'll save that one to the end there.
No, I was just kidding. But that was definitely wacky. Jesse Porter, who's been a part of our program, believed in Greco-Roman was the path for him. Went up to Northern Michigan, spent a couple years up there, and then Andy Bisick came up there and started working with him. This is the first year though he has been kind of out of that program and training on his own due to the COVID stuff and back in New York. But he's made it to all of our camps that we had available this year. He took advantage of a lot of opportunities to train, and got mat time. Got out with our national team program multiple occasions. Most recently, we had one right before we went for Rome in Phoenix, Arizona. We were out there training, and so. Should be a good matchup regardless. Ellis and Sancho, I think they know each other pretty well, training in the same room, and both very capable athletes. And we got that weight qualified, so we're expecting good things out of them. And same thing down at the 60 kilo. We got Ryan Mango and his teammate Ildar Hafizov, who also qualified our weight in a very tough weight class up in Ottawa. Beat the Ecuadorian, got that weight qualified for us, and so again that athlete had the opportunity to sit out, and we'll see what the advantage goes to, the guy that had to fight his way through the tournament, or the guy that's been able to rest and recover and you know, put it on the line for 2 out of 3 tonight. So there you have our picks for tonight and who's competing.
Thank you for the breakdown. Do appreciate it. Kyle Klingman, Track Wrestling, does have a couple questions for you, and then I've got some to follow after he's done. Kyle, the
All
floor is
right.
yours.
Hi, Kyle.
How you doing, Matt?
Always well, buddy.
Hey, you use the word unexpected, and that's the word I was going to use in this question is why do you think in the Olympic trials unexpected things happen just a little more often in Greco?
Why do I think that? I don't know if I have an answer. I mean, there was some unexpected things in freestyle too. I can tell you that. At least from my perspective. I expected to see a Snyder Cox final, and that's not going to take place. So um, I don't know if I have an answer for that, Kyle. I think people just certain people step up, and certain people let the pressure get to them, and things happen. I mean, it's a very competitive sport at that highest level, and you know, I'm liking to see that we're getting some depth in these weights though with some younger guys, and if we can keep them engaged and keep them involved in our program and get them overseas and get them competing more frequently, like especially a young man like Braxton Amos. And I mean, I recognized Nick Boykin a few years back. He was in our resident program before he chose to go back and pursue college wrestling, and he's doing that, but he's still very engaged in our Greco training. But Braxton's been a guy I've been after, trying to get him, when he was in high school, into our elite accelerator program, and he didn't make that move. And I did not expect him to really embrace Greco, but I think I think he loves it, and I think he's seeing that he can have success there and do well, and so hopefully he's very encouraged, and we can you know have more contact with him, get to work with him more often, get him to training camps, get him overseas, and keep developing Braxton because he's got a great mentality for the sport.
Kyle, follow up.
Yeah, just one more for you, Matt. Of course, it was supposed to be the 2020 Olympic trials. This is 21. How were you able to overcome the year that you had to get to this point and make sure that this is the best team going forward?
Well, that was definitely a challenge, especially early on, right after we got done with Ottawa. We got sent home. It was like, send all your athletes home. We're closing the training center down, and you're just thinking, well, what are we doing? Why are we closing the training center down? And what are we going to do? And then it was like, well, it's going to be a while. You should probably go home. So I mean, for me, personally level, I had some health issues this year that I had to deal with, and so it was kind of a blessing that I had that time off. I also got to go out to Oregon and spend time with my kids and just be around family a lot more. And I never looked at it like isolation, because I think I was social distancing before it was cool, living up in the woods in the Oregon mountains, the Cascades there. But I looked at it as solitude, just time in prayer, time alone with the Lord, just kind of thinking and really reflecting. And the only people that I was around were my loved ones, my family, and the people I'm closest to. And but with our athletes, we stayed very connected through media, like we're doing here. On video calls, we brought in speakers. We continued to educate them, and then as soon as we got the go ahead to go ahead and start training, we had some outstanding volunteer coaches, Herb House and Zach Dominguez and Craig Lamont in Utah. And I mean, just the wrestling community stepped up to help Greco-Roman program this year to host a lot of opportunities for our athletes to get together and train. We did not have our national staff there until late in the year. Our first camp together was in December. We went up to South Dakota, where a state that was completely open, had no regulations, and we were able to create the bubble and test our athletes before they got there, and kept them isolated and protected them from any virus and stuff. And I don't even know if that's really the right decision. I'm not an epidemiologist or a doctor, so don't listen to any of my advice at all. But it, I just feel like the more you expose yourself to anything, exposure toughens you up, and exposing yourself to things, could help you build immunity. So I don't necessarily know if I agree with that philosophy of isolating and weakening your immune system. I think you need to strengthen everything, strengthen your body, strengthen your immune system, strengthen your mind. But that's what we were required to do. And I work for an organization, and so I'm going to honor that organization and comply with whatever they're asking. And so we're going to do those steps. But at the same time, I'm going to try to create as many opportunities for athletes to get together to train, even if our national staff couldn't be there. But like I said, December we had a camp, January we had a camp, February, and then we went to Rome. And so we were trying to do as much as we could, and things seem to be coming together, and we're almost, it almost feels like we're back to normal, except for this arena should be absolutely jam packed because of the excitement that's going to happen tonight. And we're going to select 3 Olympic teams. And but like I said, it does seem like we're getting a little bit back to some sense of normalcy, Kyle. So but yeah, we were just trying to create as many opportunities for athletes as we could throughout the pandemic time, where everybody was kind of locked down.
I got 2 questions for you, and then we'll cut you loose here, Matt.
You bet.
I wanted to touch on Ryan Mango and his success here, yesterday, and then getting into the finals today, and how that correlates back to the Save Stanford Wrestling, and if there's any sort of correlation with his success and what that can mean potentially just in that scope of the environment with things and everything coming out of NCAA's, and how much traction that storyline had.
Well, I mean, it's a very interesting thing, and it seems very politically charged, and I don't know enough about it to really comment. I mean, obviously, Ryan being a Stanford grad, and having a chance to make an Olympic team and having a very good shot at it, I think that's great. But Stanford's been known for their Olympic sports. I mean, they're if they were a nation, they would be one of the top countries, competing for medal counts for Stanford with a lot of their sports. And they've dropped other sports besides. I don't think wrestling was the only one. Wasn't there
No,
like 11 or 12 of their sports were dropped? It seems very politically charged, and I'm not involved in it, so I
that's fair.
really hesitate to comment too
That's
much.
okay.
But hopefully, I hate to see wrestling programs getting dropped at any level, at any stage of this sport. I think wrestling and combat sports is essential for young men and women to build confidence and get stronger. We're talking about building that strength. And anytime you're engaged in any combat sport, whether it be wrestling or judo or boxing or anything along those, you build that resiliency, you build that strength through training and sport and competition. So I hate to see that happen to any of these programs.
Last question for you. Just thoughts on how things have been in Fort Worth, the arena, the environment, having a crowd. Uh, Anything you want to add to that? Just
Well,
what it's
Fort
been
Worth,
like having the trials here.
yeah, Fort Worth. I mean, well, yeah, they were open first of all, so I think that was hey, they were welcoming, and that's part of that Southern hospitality. Come in, we're welcome. You're welcome to come here. You're welcome to hold an event. It seems like a beautiful city. I've had some good meals here. The staff and the volunteers at the arena have been outstanding. I mean, I've got zero complaints. I mean, my hotel was nice. The travel distance from the hotel to the arena seems reasonable. Everything has been, like I said, kind of getting back to normal, except for the lack of fans. I mean, we do have fans, and we have some cardboard cutouts of fans, but The one thing I would love to see is more of an audience getting an opportunity to witness what I'm going to get to see tonight. So tune in on NBC because they're airing it.
It's a great plug to end our conversation. Matt, thanks so much for taking the time to come back and chat with us on a variety of things. Have fun watching all those matches tonight. It's definitely going to be electric.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Will do. Bye.